Okay, now I'm going to break this solo down for you into 9 separate licks. We're in the key of E, a shuffle blues. Lick 1 sounds like this. Okay, so that is lick number 1, and we're starting out right here in the B.B. King position. Key of E, my first finger on the 5th fret of the B string, that is our root note, that's the E note. Always be aware where your root note is in this B.B. King position right here. So I'm bending the 7th fret up right on the first count when the band comes in. Just letting it hold, and I'm also just bending it up to the 8th fret sound. Like this minor 3rd sound here. So this is dominant 7th blues. It's not a minor chord I'm playing over, so it's kind of crazy that I'm just bending up to that minor 3rd and hanging on it over a dominant 7th chord. Shouldn't be able to happen, but to me, that's one of the things that is the essence of the blues, is that tension of the minor 3rd and the major 3rd occurring over one over another in between those two notes. So those, to me, is kind of the essence of the blues sound. Kind of goes against music theory, but you know, blues, it's not all about playing music that is theoretically like to the book. It's good to know the rules, and once you learn them, you know, learn how to break them. That's where the cool stuff happens to me. So anyway, bending the 7th fret up to the 8th fret sound. Now to this little phrase, 5-7. And I'm striking it very easy. It's pretty basic lick, 5-7. Bending up and then vibratoing that first fret, vibratoing that 5th fret, or E note here in the B string. Real easy vibrato. Now the next step's a little more difficult. On the 4th beat, the last couple counts, you're gonna hang that for 1, 2, 3, 4, and so I'm gonna slide backwards and release 3rd fret to the open string real quick. Really cool move. I like doing that stuff a lot. And you hear all the classic blues guys doing that as well. Great exercise if you're not really good at doing that technique. We're just striking a note, sliding back, pull off. And also, if you don't realize, you can pull that first finger down. Like, you don't want to just pull off. It's hard to get a lot of sound when you're doing that. Just going straight up off the neck. A great thing always do when doing pull-offs with open strings is pull the string down, because you don't have anything that you're pulling off from. See, much more volume if you pull down versus the note will die out and you won't be able to hear it. Pulling down. Now, the next thing is, you know, normally what people do, well, they do this. You hit the open string. Now, that's not happening for me because I'm muting that with my 3rd finger right here. I'm like just holding on to it. See that? I can pull hard as I can. It'll never sound. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. You can do it over and over and over again, hard as you can. You will never get that high E string to ring out. All you gotta do is touch it simply right there. Hold on to it with your 3rd finger. You could use that technique for all different types of things. And so the next little step, I'm gonna do this fast slide, hammer on, like not hammer on, but a slide and a pull off. So this is going to the 1st position minor pentatonic scale, utilizing also the blues note, the flat 5 interval. So 2, slide to 3, back to 2, and pull off. And that one, I'm not muting that B string because I'm cutting it off with my hand after I strike it. So I got, I'm kind of just pulling it, off like that, I am kind of going down, but if I did, it's a lot harder to hit that B string for some reason for me. I'm still holding on to the E, but I'm stopping it down with my palm. And those kind of things you can use on lots of different blues stuff as far as technique is concerned, to stop everything from just ringing out. Okay, so that is lick number 1. All right, lick number 2 sounds like this. Okay, so lick number 2, we're staying in the B.B. King position. We're still over the 1 chord, the E chord. I'm sliding into the 6th fret here with my 2nd finger. Now, right when I strike that 5th fret after that first little phrase, 6-5, that's when the 4 chord is now coming in our A chord. On the recording, I kind of catch that G. It's kind of hard to do. It's hard to catch that G string underneath that B, so experiment with, see if you can catch it. I can't seem to do it every time, but I did it on the recording. A lot of times I play better when I'm not thinking about anything and just cool things kind of happen. And sometimes you do some cool stuff like that and it's a little bit more difficult to repeat it exactly. So I bend it up, bent that up, and then I kind of caught that G, but like I said, sometimes it's really hard to reproduce that type of a bend. Got lucky on that one. I think it sounds cool anyway. Maybe some people don't think it sounds good. You can also just strike it, put it underneath your finger. It's a really mean, aggressive sound, especially since I got this fuzz on right here. It gives it a really aggressive sound. Anyway, that's the first step. You let that ring out, and then on the next bar, we're actually going to strike 2 strings at once. I'm bending up the 7th fret on the high E, and then the B string. So a really cool thing, you got to make sure you don't play on the very tip of your fingers. Catch that B string underneath that. For more detailed instructions about playing 2 bends at once like this, check out my Play Like Warren Haynes course. But I'm just striking the E, and then the B string is going to fall underneath it. And then I'm going to bend it up almost to that flat 7th sound, 10th fret, right between the 9th and the 10th fret. And then our 1 chord is coming back in. We're doing just this little phrase, 7-5-7. Pre-bend 7th fret on the B string, only to the 8th fret. That minor 3rd again. 5, then, and that'll be it for lick 2. Okay, lick 3 sounds like this. Okay, so lick 3, now we're moving to the 5 chord, the B chord, and we're going up to our first position minor pentatonic scale, right here in the 12th and 14th, 15th fret. And I'm bending up 14th fret on the G string, this Chuck Berry style move. I'm also starting this phrase on the upbeat. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm starting on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's on the 1, the and. So 1. Kind of an Eric Clapton type move. 1. Barring that first finger right here on the 12th fret. Now bending up 15 on the high, and then vibratoing that 12th fret right here. Now we're going to walk it down, 12, 15, 12, and then bend 14, half 1 fret up here, 15th fret sound. That's our blues scale. Then we're going to bend that 12 slightly. then 14, 12, 14. That's a highly Eric Clapton sounding move, just especially with Cream. You hear him do that stuff a lot. And then our next step, we're going to hammer on 12 to 13. A lot of the same type of stuff. We're starting over on the next 12 bars. So just hammering on 12, 13 on G string. Bar that first finger on the 12th fret. Now bend up 15th fret on the B string here. Now we're starting over the next 12 bars here. Now strike that twice. Cut it off, 12, 15, 12. All that's just heavily influenced by Clapton kind of Cream stuff to me. Has a pretty cool feel, especially the playing over shuffle blues like that. I think it sounds really cool. Okay, so that is lick 3.